Hi, this is Guy from the Vecinos Coffee Guy, bringing you another episode of stainless steel pour-overs that give us a full-bodied cup of coffee. Paper filters, to me, are too clean, and I like the sweetness and the body of full-bodied coffee, and the stainless steel filter lets the oils through that a paper filter will trap. Therefore, I'm a believer in the stainless steel. So as I look online for stainless steel, I found this one by Yama, Y-A-M-A, and it is a Silverton, it's called, and it is kind of scientific looking. I'm going to be using some Vecinos coffee, Guji Sikiso, and I like the sweetness and the natural blueberry fruity kind of notes I get from this coffee. So in this series of stainless steel pour-overs, I'm using the Guji Sikiso, and we roast it light, and I like a light roast African coffee. So we are going to talk about the difference and what this system can be used for. This is Silverton by Yama, and it has the slow cold brew drip systems that are pretty decorative. If you have one of those or seen one in a coffee shop, they're pretty impressive looking. It's kind of like an hourglass, and it has a little knob that you can open. And this has more of a scientific thing too. It has a valve that you can open and close. And we're going to talk about that and the different uses and brewing types and technologies that this method can give you, that the Primula and the Able filter can't quite give you. And I actually use this system for brewing tea because not only is it a pour-over, but you can shut the valve and make it able to steep or saturate brew coffee. So if you're making a certain amount of coffee and you know and you can get it in the filter and hold it there, and you can open the valve after the brew time and drain it off, and you can do a saturated brew or you can do a pour-over with this model. So it gives you a little bit of flexibility, and if you like tea, you're going to like this too. If you like cold brew, a small amount of cold brew, you can fill this up, shut it off, and let it sit for 12 hours, come and open it and drain it out. So this little method, although doesn't produce and yield a lot of tea or coffee, it can be used as a cold brew, as a tea, or a coffee. So I used this method for quite a while until I discovered the Primula that I like even a little bit better. Now this filter is going to have 6 or 7 holes in the bottom, 7 holes, and a screen in the bottom. So this is not going to hold water and brew up if you're using it as a pour-over. It's going to be a saturated brew if you shut the valve off. But it's going to be, as a pour-over, it's going to pour through, much like a paper filter. So I'm going to show you now the valve on this brewer. Now with this system, I'm going to use the Hario pitcher. I broke last night, I broke the really cool glass pot. And Yama is a great glass company. And of course they made a beautiful craft that I broke last night. So I'm going to have to substitute today with my Hario craft. The Hario is a nice thing because it's going to give you the output in cups and grams. And so if you don't have a scale and you want to see your yield, or you want to know when to stop pouring, you have to anticipate when to stop before it gets there, because this is going to hold a little bit of water. then you can be skilled in that brew technology that you're developing. Okay, today we're using some Guji Sakiso, and I'm going to do 20 grams of coffee to get a 12-ounce cup. And of course, that is going to give me 340 grams. Okay, so I'm preheating this. The stainless steel can take some heat out of it. Probably not as much. And if I were doing a paper filter, I want to rinse the lint. But with a stainless steel, I don't feel it's as urgent to preheat. But now it's steaming. I've got a little bit. I'm preheating my craft as well. And now I'm going to add my 20 grams of coffee. And I'm going to do this as a pour over. Now this will hold the 12 ounces if I want to pour the 340 grams in this. It will hold it, and then I can open the valve if I want to do a saturation brew. Now I'm going to leave the valve open, and for this demonstration purpose, I'm going to do a pour over with this. Now this is going to be tiered out on my scale, and I'm resetting the time. And I have my kettle set for 200 degrees, and I'm wanting it to, I like 202 because sometimes it drops when I'm holding it, and I really like about 200 degrees. So now I'm ready to do my pre-wetting. I'm shaking and leveling my grounds in there. 20 grams of coffee to 340 grams of water. And I'm at temperature, and I'm going to do a circular, and I'm going to saturate the grounds right there. And now it's about 50 grams of water. I'm going to let it set for 25-30 seconds, and you're noticing that it is degassing and the bubbles are coming, so the grounds are saturated. My coffee water is at 202, and I'm about at the 20 some seconds, and I'm getting ready now to slowly pour. And since this is not a bottom up, it has holes in the bottom, it doesn't come up as high. It's going to drain faster. It's going to be more like a paper filter. And I'm going to do a circle, and I'm going to pour slow. And get all the ground saturated. Okay, I'm at a minute, over a minute. - 190 grams of water. I don't want it to come up too high. And if I wanted to, I could do a combination. I could hold it if it's going out too fast by shutting the valve, but I'm using it as a pour over, and I'm letting it drain down a little bit while I hold off because I pour a little too fast for this. I'm at 290 grams, and you can see actually in the glass where it's draining to, and I'm slowly adding. I'm at 300, 320, and I'm going to 340, and it's 2 minutes and 15 seconds. 333, 336, 340. Now I'm just simply going to let that drain out. I'm at 2.5 minutes. I'm going to be almost at 2:45, just a little before the 3-minute line as it drains out. Now the aroma is rich. I'm smelling it come off the top. And you can see from the filter I didn't pour the water to the top. I'm using the bottom half of this. And the coffee is going to extract from the sides as well as the bottom. So this filter is not bottom up. So you have to kind of decide what style of filter you like, if you like the stainless steel. Okay, I'm at 3.5 minutes and I think I'm done. It's still dripping out just a little bit more and I see the water is gone in the grounds. So there it is right there. 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, 3:40, and we're done. Thank you for watching. This is Guy from the Vecinos Coffee Guy.